الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأصلي وأسلم على رسول الله صلاة وتسليما يليقان بالحبيب المصطفى النبي المجتبى صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وتابعيه وتابعي تابعيه إلى يوم الدين. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, our children, boys and girls, the future of Islam, insha'Allah Rabbil Alameen. We are reading and reciting from Surah Yusuf, chapter 12. If you would like to have one of the best comfort ever, read Surah Yusuf and understand it. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us and teaching us that He revealed Surah Yusuf, the whole chapter, to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to provide him with a specific level of comfort because of what was going on in the community of the Qurayshite community and in the disbelievers, as well as what was going on with Muslims as well. It does have wonderful, great stories, especially when it comes to the relationship between the sons of the Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, the sons of Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam, and Yusuf is mainly there in his relationship with the 11 brothers. What happened, Yusuf and his brother Benjamin were the two brothers from one mother, while the other 10 brothers from another mother, from another wife. And subhanAllah, somehow among those 10 brothers, they had some kind of, call it jealousy, call it envy, call it hatred, call it enmity, subhanAllah. Till the point they wanted to get rid of Yusuf no matter what, by any means. Don't be surprised if you find some brothers are really fighting so hard, and they are in conflict, and they are in fighting because of something, subhanAllah, and Allah, when you look at it, say, it doesn't have to be this way, especially among the brothers, Anyhow, we know the story, how they plotted against him, convincing Yaqub alayhi salam to take him and play and have fun. In somewhere they ended up, subhanAllah, casting him in the well, in the depth of the well, in the middle of the desert, leaving him at night, whatever happening to him, die or not to die, be saved or not to be saved, secure or not to be secured. But anyhow, the end of the story, they get rid of Yusuf alayhi salam, coming back to their dad, telling them that a wolf, while we're playing, devoured him, ate him up. And they came with a false blood on his shirt, telling him, here is the proof that Yusuf was devoured by a wolf, and this is the proof, this is the evidence. So he's gone, subhanAllah. You can't imagine how sad Sayyidina Yusuf was. So Sayyidina Yusuf, by the help and grace of Allah, a caravan was passing by, they wanted to have some water, they found out he's there in the depth of it, they took him, yet he was sold in a miserable price to one of those rich people in Egypt, and he stayed there in the palace of the king. And there was another difficulty situation, a challenge, when the wife of Al-Aziz sexually seduced him. He ended up in the prison. So one thing after the other, and Yusuf alayhi salam was tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, till Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has enabled him to be on the top of the management, call it a prime minister, call it the minister of finance or planning in Egypt, was in charge of everything not only in Egypt, but in the whole region. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has rewarded him because of what he suffered. The point I want to reach at tonight is the relationship between two brothers, or a group of brothers in one side and a brother on the other side. In Yusuf's case, it is Yusuf and his brother Binyamin and the 10 other brothers, how they have been dealing with him and so on and so forth. When they went to Egypt from Palestine to have some goods and some things in order to feed their people there, Yusuf knew them, recognized them. And he said, in order to have a big load, in order to go back to your people and feed them with a very reasonable price, bring me your brother. This is a condition he put in them. So they went back to Yaqub alayhi salam, telling him, this is the condition was put upon us from that guy in Egypt. We have to bring our brother in order to have load or extra load in order to help and feed our people. So Yaqub was kind of really, really suspicious. He gave them some warning and so on and so forth. Anyhow, they reached out along with Binyamin, going to Yusuf alayhi salam. ولما دخلوا على يوسف آوى إليه أخاه قال إني أنا أخوك فلا تبتئس بما كانوا يعملون. The meaning of the translation, more or less, when they entered into Yusuf's palace there, his brother Binyamin immediately came to Yusuf. This is the brotherhood. This is the blood brotherhood. This is the relationship. And Yusuf told him that I am your brother. Have the comfort, be quiet, you'll be okay. What we should learn in here from that story, you do have a brother, all brothers, learn from Yusuf how you deal with him. No matter what they have done against you, of hatred, enmity, envy, conflict, dispute, let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deal with them. You're not in charge. But keep that relationship no matter what with your brother or your brothers or your sisters. No matter what, whatever they are doing against you, whatever the conflict between you and them, whatever the dispute is, now he is still your brother or they are still your brothers. Let me share with you very quick a story in here on the time of Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi. Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi was very well known in the history of Islam, one of the toughest leader ever. And he would deal with people in his language is the sword. The sword. Anyone would do any mistake, chop his head off. Anyone would do something against him personally, get rid of him. يعني once he said إني أرى الآن رؤوسا قد أينعت وحان الآن قطافها وإني لقاطفها. يعني addressing his own people, I have seen some heads around here in my state, and they are kind of conspiracy against me or planning something. It is time now to chop their heads off. And I am the one personally who will chop your heads off. That's Al-Hajjaj. That's him. That's him, like it or not. Anyhow, in that situation, when he came to his palace, he found out that a lady was screaming so hard, crying in tears, right and left, and everyone hearing her, and they do not know what to do. And he wanted to know what is going on, what's happening. He said, bring me that lady. And they did. He said, hey lady, why are you screaming? Why are you crying? And he said, those 3 men were arrested by your soldiers, and there is a verdict against them. Their heads, the 3 of them, got to be shoved today. Meaning they got to be killed. And he asked, why? And he said, they are saying that they have stolen something. Well, that's now the ruling. Their heads got to be chopped. I said, who they are? I said, this man is my husband. And this man is my brother. And this man is my son. Can you imagine? The husband, the son, and the brother, all of them got to be killed. By whom? Al-Hajjaj. He was kind of soft heart, and he said, okay, they choose one of them not to be killed, but the other ones got to be killed. Their heads got to be chopped off. Only one. Only one. And he waited for her, looking at her to see which one she can choose, thinking himself, oh, definitely, without any doubt, the only one she's going to choose not to be killed, not for her head to be chopped off, is her son. Her son. This is the mother. Yeah, husband, a brother, but his son. And she waited and waited and waited, and she looked at him and she said to him, I made my mind. Hey, which one you're gonna save? Not to have his head chopped off. And she said, my brother. My brother. Hajjaj was kind of really shocked. Why? Tell me why. You choose your brother not to be killed, not to have his head chopped off, while your husband would be, while your son would be. And said, easily, I will explain to you. My husband, زوجي موجود وابني يعوض وأخي غير موجود ولا يعوض. My husband, if he get killed, I can marry someone else. And I have another husband, no problem. My son, once I get married, I can deliver a son and have a son from that new husband. But if my brother died, I have no mother, I have no father to give birth to another brother for me. You have a brother or a sister? Learn from Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam how to treat them well. And learn from Al-Hajjaj and that lady. It is so difficult, but this is the wisest way you have to deal with. No matter what the conflict is between you and your brother or brothers, or sister or sisters, he is still your brother and she is still your sister. You remember when we talk about al-'afwu wal-maghfirah? You forget, you forgive, and you pardon people. How you're treating your brothers and your sisters, especially nowadays. Each and everyone in his own, subhanallah, wallahi. And though, wallahi, I know, for sure, 100%. Some brothers, when you look at them, when you deal with them, when you relate to them, يعني ما شاء الله رب العالمين, really good, wonderful, no dispute whatsoever. You will find them taking care of each other, caring about each other, sharing a lot of things. When it comes to inheritance, there is no conflict. There is, learn from Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam, when he told his brothers to bring his father Yaqub, along with all of them, including Binyamin, to Egypt in order to celebrate all of them, forgive all of them what they have done against him. How are you? And how is your brother or brothers who are in the month of Ramadan? Treat him or them the way it should. And some people would say, my brothers are not Muslims. I say, I don't care. Muslims or non-Muslims, atheists, godless, still your brother, is still your brothers. Treat them well. That's why when we read Surah Yusuf tonight and we learn something tonight and we carry something inside our heart saying that Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, in that khatira, short reminder, in Najl Al-Iman we'll learn something. It is not only to be standing in Taraweh, listen to the recitation of the Quran, be indulgent and making dua and then go home and that's it. No. We have to learn something and apply in our life. Your brothers, your sisters, your brothers and your sisters. Asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable us to develop a wonderful relationship, family-wise, community-wise, society-wise, with everyone around us. Allahumma ameen. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. بدري